Good morning. Welcome to News Center's Political Brew. We've got one election in our rearview mirror and another one bearing down on us. It seems like right away, even if it's a year away.
Another political nor'easter coming.
Yeah. Phil Harriman, John Richardson
Good morning.
in the house again. Let's look at one of the biggest results out of the election this past week. That is Kate Snyder elected the new mayor of Portland. Incumbent Ethan Strimling finished third. Now, most observers felt that City Councilor Spencer Thibodeau would be more likely to oust Ethan. Snyder herself was surprised. John, let me start with you. What do you think made the difference for Kate Snyder?
I think she stayed above the fray. I think that there was a big food fight going on in Portland between Mayor Strimling and Spencer Thibodeau. And I think voters were a little upset about that. I think the suburbs wanted to see some change. They didn't want to see the council embattled with the mayor, and nor the mayor embattled with the council. And this was a fresh face, someone not involved at the council level or at the mayoral level. And I think this is exactly who they were looking for. And she presented herself very well and ran a great campaign.
Bill? You know, I see it the way John does. I would just add that she added the gravitas, if you will. She was chairwoman of the Portland School Board. She had interaction with the city council. She knew the administration. So I think the combination of John's analysis and her experience gave people a very clear choice. You either want to continue the city hall food fight, as John aptly described it, or someone with experience who could take a different tone and different direction of the city council. And that's why I think she won.
And does that make John Jennings, the city manager, the real winner of this election?
Well, you know, I give a lot of credit to John Jennings. He's got to be a good diplomat, a good administrator, keep the employees of the city focused on the right things, and he's got to work with the political animals at the city council level. And I think he pretty deftly handled that during some pretty tough times.
John Jennings has done a good job as city manager, but I think he's on notice, so too is the council, that you're 0 for 2. You've worked for 2 different mayors, and that hasn't worked out. And perhaps you need to start working with this mayor so that we don't see the same kind of mistakes repeated.
A surprise in the 2020 U.S. Senate race this week when Ross LaJeunesse, a Biddeford native who recently moved back to Maine and a former Google executive and a senior advisor at one point to California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger, said he is entering the Democratic primary for the U.S. Senate. Phil, kind of late in the game, I would think, at this point, but then again, he may well have a lot of cash at hand, either his own or people he knows how to tap.
Well, I assume that is the case because the political insiders have already made it clear that Sarah Gideon is the chosen one, and you've seen that through the early support she's received and the TV ads she's already running. So if he's going to be well-financed and have a different message, he's coming home. He's been from away, if I can use that phrase. He's coming home and says he wants to use the 2 main themes as his political motivation. This could be a game changer for the Democrats in the primary.
John?
I think that people are looking for outsiders. I think they're looking to reset the whole political landscape, and if that's the case, then he may do well. I mean, you look, for instance, at what happened in Portland. You look at what happened in Westbrook and some other places. There was a change, and you can see it, you can feel it, and if he can capture that, I'm a competent, experienced outsider. I can bring a lot of information, a lot of knowledge to the job. He may have a shot at it.
In the 2nd Congressional District, Republican candidate Dale Crafts this week put out an email asking people to sign a petition to end the witch hunt against President Trump. Is this primary, John, going to come down to which of the candidates that are running for Congress can best show how much they support President Trump?
Like Jeff Sessions, what he did in Alabama, now he wants to run and he's in the primary. He's saying basically, I'm going to get as close to Donald Trump and be his best ally if I'm reelected. I think that's exactly what Dale Crafts, I think it's a Republican playbook, notebook, a chapter. You get close as you possibly can to Donald Trump, be as loyal as you possibly can, and you'll be rewarded either in the primary or in the general election.
I think there's 3 things that Dale has to factor into his political path to victory. One is he's got to get through the primary, and to do that, he's clearly aligned himself with President Trump. Why would he do that? The president won the 2nd Congressional District in the election, so he has reason to believe there's a base there that the closer he is to President Bush, the closer he is to those primary supporters. And he needs a contrast from Jared Golden, and this gives him that as well.
All right, lots more to talk about this morning on Political Brew. We'll do that in the next hour. News Center Maine is back after this.